Hey guys, JI from MeasureSquare here. Today we're going to do a quick video on creating a quote. So from the project here, I can click Add Quote on the right side. That's going to bring me into the quote worksheet. A lot of this information at the top should be filled out for you, right? It'll pull in the contact and company from your project. It'll enter an estimate date and an expiration date in there for you. Maybe you come in here and type a scope of work, and then you just bring in your products. So if I'm bringing in my products from a takeoff, it's going to be very simple. I'll click Import from Diagram, select that takeoff right from my project, and bring in all those products accordingly. So once you bring the products in here, you have a lot that you can do in terms of editing, right? Any of the cells here we can modify. You can also use the Tab key to cycle between cells and between lines, which makes things easier. If you'd like to remove items from the worksheet here, very simple. I'm going to click this subtraction button to easily remove any products from the quote. If you'd like to add a product, I'm going to click Add Line Item, and that's going to give us a blank line where we can type in a product manually. We can choose to pull a product from our catalog with this arrow, or with the box on the right, you can choose to insert a bundle. So you set up the line items the way that you need. You can use markup or margin there, and you can adjust that and the other columns with this settings gear on the right side. So our line items look good. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have a place for markup globally, if you'd like to set that, discount, taxes, freight, all that stuff. And you can also enter here a deposit. So if we're taking a 50% deposit, we can enter that here and have that included on the quote. We also have a section here to add alternates. Very simple to add an alternate, which will give you another section to add products. And then after the quote is accepted, you'd have the ability to approve or decline each alternate in accordance with your customer's decision. Scrolling down just a bit more, we can pull in photos from the project or upload them. It's going to bring our takeoffs, our diagrams in by default, but we can also choose to add in our 3Ds or our wall pictures if needed. On this diagram as well, if you click Edit, you do have the ability to modify this a bit and turn some of these image features on or off. Next, we have inclusions and exclusions, and these are library based, right? Very powerful system, much better than what I had to use when I was an estimator. But you can see we have 5 exclusions that appeared here. These appeared in this case because these are marked as our default exclusions, right? So if I click the Browse Library button, you can see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defaults. There's my default exclusions. And I can also choose, okay, let's say, you know what, we're going to exclude RAM board on this job as well. So I'm going to select that one from my library to have it added. From there, we have customer notes, terms and conditions, and just a couple more custom fields at the bottom. So terms and conditions is also library based, right? So you can, in your company settings, you can set your terms and conditions for your quote and your other documents. You can even save multiple different terms in there in case you'd like to switch based on the situation. So clicking save here, that's going to bring us from the quote worksheet onto the actual quote preview. So this is what our customer would be looking at. A couple of products shown here with our bundle as the majority of the quote. Scrolling down a little bit, we have our diagrams, our 3D, inclusions, exclusions, terms and conditions. Right, so here's our default quote format, and there's a lot we can do in terms of customization here. Feel free to contact our team about that. But just for a little customization here, it looks like we're showing just the amount. If I mouse over this quote, you'll see this blue customize button appear at the top. So if I click that and go to display options, this is where I can actually select which columns are going to be shown on the quote. So if you'd like to show a little more or less detail, you can modify that using the display options button at the top. So we get the quote looking the way that we'd like. All right, looks like this looks great. And you can see in the top left, this is marked as a draft right now. right? That's because we haven't sent it out yet. But once this looks good, we can say, all right, you know what? I'm going to send this out to the client. Let me click email on the top right. And that's going to pull everything together for you, right? That'll pull your customer's email address in, pull your quote total, and give them a nice little viewing button. You can also choose to attach a PDF with this box in the bottom left. So once I click send there, that email is going to be stored in the project email section. It will also be stored in the email section of this quote. But once our customer receives that, you'll see this will say sent. If our customer views the quote, this will actually automatically change to say viewed. They also have the ability to e-sign the quote on their side, which would automatically mark it as approved. Once the quote's marked as approved, that's a little different because now the CRM says, oh, this is an approved quote. This 122,000 here, this is actual revenue that's coming in, and we're going to start reporting on that. After the quote process, you can come back to this screen as well, to the orders section, and use this screen to easily create purchase orders, work orders, change orders, or invoices. And that's really it here for quoting, guys. Thanks for watching.